Welcome back everybody to a look at another film in the Universal Horror Monsters and Curiosities box set from Umbrella Entertainment. And today we're taking a look at 1957's The Land Unknown. So this is directed by Virgil W. Vogel, who also did The Mole People, which is the second film on this disc that the Land Unknown shares with. And yeah, it's a science fiction adventure film clocking in at 78 minutes long. Stars the likes of Shirley Patterson, who was also in a couple of other films like this, with the likes of World Without End and It, The Terror from Beyond Space. You've also got William Reynolds, who we've talked about twice before in this box set, with the likes of Cult of the Cobra and The Thing That Couldn't Die. You've also got Henry Brandon, who I've not seen in anything similar to this before, but he was in a couple of John Ford westerns like The Searchers and Two Rode Together. And finally, you got Douglas Kennedy, who was also in the original Invaders from Mars, The Alligator People, and The Amazing Transparent Man. So Commander Harold Roberts is leading an expedition into Antarctica for the United States Navy to study waters which are unexpectedly warm for a place so close to the South Pole. His helicopter and its small party, including reporter Maggie Hathaway, are forced down into a volcanic crater by a fierce storm. They find themselves trapped in a lush tropical environment that has survived from prehistoric times, and therefore there are prehistoric creatures within. So this is overall a really rather enjoyable and fun effort that manages to be also charming thanks to a pair of likable leads. The effects, though obvious and on the somewhat cheap side, except for the depiction of the Allosaurus, which is an aquatic creature, and it looks really rather quite good, are nonetheless aided by solid set production and cinematography to help sell them. It is also well paced, the score is good, the plot is engrossing despite the fact it is fairly basic. You know, it's nothing that we've not seen before. You know, people go to explore a unknown area and end up coming across creatures and getting stuck and such. It's all fairly basic, but it's all nonetheless well executed. The cast is effective. The action scenes are on the whole pretty good, and it managed to keep me thoroughly entertained throughout as well. So yeah, out of the two films that I've seen from Virgil W. Vogel, this is definitely my favourite of the two. Which isn't to say that The Mole People is a bad film by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, this just has a bit more going for it in terms of spectacle and such. Although I would say The Mole People definitely has a bit more going on inside in terms of its thematic weight. But yeah, nonetheless, both share the same disc as I said, and they are part of the Freaks from Another World Part One subtitle. And yeah, it's also in the 235:1 aspect ratio, black and white, except for no, it's all in black and white. Sorry, I'm mistaking that for another film. In 2.0 mono DTS HD MA audio, and it's in a 1080p high definition presentation. Looks and sounds perfectly good, although I will say that this film has had a 101 films release in the past. So if you're not looking to buy this box set, but you do want to see this film, then just get that standard single disc edition. It's also got English language soundtrack and then subtitles for the English as well. This also has a trailer for it as well as an extra, and so does The Mole People, which this shares a disc with. So yeah, there's both the films on the same disc, and there's a shot from The Mole People itself. Now, we're not looking at The Mole People because, like with The Alligator People, that also stars Douglas Kennedy, I reviewed that back in October last year for my 31 Days of Horror, so I don't feel the need to reiterate what I've talked about in that one. So yeah, but still, I imagine the presentation is exactly the same and just as good. But it is nice to at least have the trailer in that film. So yeah, we've only got one more film to look at in this box set now, and that's part of the last disc, which is Freaks from Another World Part 2. So we're not looking at the monolith monsters on that disc, because again, we have looked at that in the past, but we will be looking at the Deadly Mantis from Nathan Duran, and that is the first time I'll be seeing that film in Blu-ray and especially 1080p. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that, as that is another favourite monster film from the 50s. But nonetheless, if you have seen The Land Unknown, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.